hello to all my beautiful collective. Of course, you know this your girl Empress Man on the ones and twos and threes. I'm about to get ready to do a quick energy check in for my beautiful collective. And if this is something that's going to resonate, it's going to resonate. And then again, if it doesn't, it doesn't. Just please do not force this fit if it's not your story. And if you like and or love what I do, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow on your way out, and I would appreciate it. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and get into this reading. So, this is fairly new for me. Because I bet the whole TikTok community that follow me on a regular basis is, I'm pretty sure you're wondering why am I up at 4 o'clock in the morning doing a reading, because that's not typical of me. I normally try to do it in a day. But this is the crazy part. So y'all know we in the black moon. We in the black moon. So with that being said, that's going to be highly activated from the 23rd to the 26th. And this is the one time that, well, you can manifest at any point. It don't always have to be in the new moon cycle, but this is when manifestations is even more highly aspected. And this is when the veil begins to get thinner and thinner between the real world and the spiritual world. For those of you, if you know, you know. Okay, so with that being said, the crazy part about what happened today was I slept like extremely early. Like I went to sleep. I mean, I go to sleep early anyway, but I went like extremely early, like six, maybe 7 o'clock. And with me going at 6, 7 o'clock, that's not normally what I do. So nonetheless, I woke up at exactly 2 a.m. on the 23rd, which is, this is the first day of the black moon. And I was driven to do a reading. I was watching another fellow tarot reader, and it was like, damn, it's time for you to get up and do a reading. So this is what I'm doing anyway, long story short. So let's go ahead and you activate this black moon energy, and that's what I need my collective to be doing. Make sure that you're doing your spiritual bath, your spiritual cleansing. Make sure you're cleaning your environment, your home, especially for those of you who are in the spiritual community. I mean, even if you're not, you could, but I'm just saying those of you of us who claim to be spiritual is very adamant that we do these things. So nonetheless, collective, let's get into this reading, as I have took 2.5 minutes so far. Okay, so I did decide to use the handy dandy moonology cards. So let's get into it. It says, show the world the real you. And I feel like basically, just because I feel like a lot of my collective who I'm talking to, and I'm getting that it's more feminine energy versus masculine energy, if I'm just going to be honest about it. But I'm not saying that it don't have nothing to do with masculine energy. It's just that I'm getting a lot of feminine energy. So if you're a masculine and you come across this, that's fine, because you also could be someone who is very spiritually enlightened, and that's fine. But I'm really talking collective, but I am getting a stronger presence from the feminine aspect versus the masculine. Okay. And I feel another reason why I'm getting more energy from the feminine aspect versus masculine, because it is time, especially for those who are very much so spiritually inclined, for us to get in a position to be more receptive. Okay, I feel like the universe is going to be giving us a lot of downloads. I feel like that's going to be the world in general, but those of you who are spiritually inclined, those of us who are spiritually inclined, we're going to be receiving those downloads even faster. So pretty much, just to get back to the point of the reading, it's just to say, show the world the real you. So I feel like you could be someone who do something that's in the public eye, or you could be having this practice outside of your regular 9-to-5 job, in which you having this practice on the outside of your regular 9-to-5 job. I feel like the people who I'm talking to, I feel like that you go above and beyond, because I just feel like it's someone of a spiritual background. I'm not gonna hold you, and whether this is a feminine or masculine energy, I don't know, but it's like you go above and beyond to like keep that aspect of you boxed in, that spiritually inclined aspect of you boxed in. I feel like that you do it a lot for fear of judgment from the outside, because for those of you and those of us who are in this spiritual dynamic, I mean, some of us. I mean, I don't know, not me, but I don't know a lot of spiritualists. I mean, it is what it is. But what I'm saying is, it's still some that's kind of like in the shadows with their spirituality. So it's just time for you to bring all that energy to the forefront, especially if you are someone who has like a platform. It's really time for you to get that energy out there. So what I'm saying, so this black moon is going to be active from the 23rd to the 26th, right? And so with this energy being, hold on one second, because I didn't realize my TV was still at. Hold on one second. Hey collective, I'm back. So yeah, it's just time for you to go ahead, go all in those spiritual gifts. So use this black moon energy to manifest. Like it's time for you to make big moves. Like it's nothing wrong with small manifestation, but I need, for those of you who are willing to hear me out, I need y'all to manifest on a very, very high scale. If you are someone who may not be spiritually inclined, I feel like that it is time for you to do some research about that, because it is very, very adamant in order for you to level up, to tap more into that spiritual aspect in order to get the desired outcome that you want. So it's just time for you to really just show the world who you are. And I feel like it's not even about showing the world who you are. I feel like naturally, especially, it's going to be very, very relevant from the 23rd to the 26th, that it's just going to come a time for healing. And I feel like if you have been feeling inclined to isolate yourself, then go ahead and do so, because I feel like for those of you who I'm talking to, you can be very, very sensitive at that time, okay, at this time. So with that being said, if you feel the need to isolate, go ahead and do so, because I feel like in order for you to sustain this spiritual energy, it's going to be important for you to tap deeply into their healing. And it may not even be you coming on a platform or you have any type of public platform to gain notoriety. It could just naturally be that it could just be something that you need in order to manifest and be the person that you really want to be. It says hold your vision. So I feel like with hold your vision, I feel like that is some things that my collective and I'm gonna have to say divine feminine and divine masculine, although I am getting more feminine than masculine energy at this moment. I feel that with that coming out, it's like you've been working on something. So it gives me 7 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles. It's in the universe. It's telling you to hold that vision, sustain that vision, because what it is that you feel that you are working for, whatever it is that you have been desiring strongly, I'm seeing that this is going to be a time frame to where all of that is going to come to pass. Okay. And then the next card popped out is you're very close to achieving your goals, which is pretty much the reason why the universe is reminding you, especially at this moment, that it's going to be important for you to hold that vision, collective, because what you're very close to achieving your goals. And I feel like you're closer than what you think. And once again, nothing is yet set in stone. And I feel like you may be having some doubts in whatever your spiritual practice is. If you are a spiritual practitioner, whatever your form of divination is, if you are someone who deals with divination. But I'm gonna just say, even for those who may not be spiritually inclined, who may not deal with spirituality, who may not have a form of divination, may not deal with a point of divination, regardless of the fact, this is going to be very, very important for you to manifest. And I feel like when that light just went out, that was extremely unexpected. So with that being said, I feel like that you just need to put yourself in a position to be receptive, because nothing is just set in stone. And where you at this moment is not where you're going to end up, collective, just so you know, okay? I just want to make sure that you guys know that. The next card popped out is your commitment is being tested. And I'm not even getting in this a commitment such as a relationship. That's not what I'm getting. But if it is a commitment such as a relationship, the only commitment that will be being tested for those of you who this particular reading is going to resonate with is your commitment to self. It's not your commitment to others, because I feel like for those of you who I'm talking to, you have been committing yourself to others in one way or another for an extremely long period of time, and now is the time for you to commit to what works for you. And with that being said, it's further confirmation that you need to stay committed to what you're doing. That is why the universe is saying to remind you to hold that vision and what you have going on. And also the universe wants to remind you that actually what you have actively been manifesting, even for those who may or may not be on a public platform, it's actually more closer than what you think. And I feel like that I'm getting that the energy is gaining momentum really, really heavily. And that's what it is meaning by your commitment is being tested. It says a time to give rather than take. And I feel like, but I just can't help but feel that when it's telling at a time to give rather than take, no, yeah, it's a time to give rather than take, but it's a time for you to give unto yourself, not unto others, in order for you to manifest the desired outcome that you would like. My beautiful collective, have faith in your dreams. And I feel like that's going to be the last message that I leave you with at this time, because I see that my reading time is winding down. But nonetheless, collective, that is what I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed that reading. Enjoy your Black Moon experience. Bye.